Users cannot access the site. Browser throwing an error. Not a firewall issue. Not a network issue. The certificate expired, and nobody set a renewal alert. Browser says untrusted, the padlock is gone. Certificate expired, the chain of trust is broken along. Check the expiry, check the TA, check the chain complete. Self-signed or misissued, that is what you see. CRL says revoked, OCSP confirms in real time. Renew from the CA, install it before the deadline. PKI failure is not a network problem, hear me clear. Certificate expired, diagnosis starts right here. Production web application users hit another walls. Cert date invalid, the browser calls. Security team gets the ticket at peak business time. Revenue stopping every minute, costs more than a dime. First instinct is to blame the firewall or the load balancer, but the error message tells you exactly where to start your answer. Certificate date invalid means check the cert expiry first before you touch anything else. Diagnose the third. Check the certificate details in the browser right there. Expiry date, issue, and CA subject, and the name to bear. If expired, the fix is renew, not replace the server. Contact the CA or internal PKI to recover. Check the certificate chain root to intermediate to end. If intermediate cert expired, the whole chain cannot bend. Check the common name, doesn't match the domain in use. Wildcard or SAM mismatch causes the same browser rules. First trap is replacing the server instead of the certificate. The server is fine, the cert is the problem pivot. Second trap is creating a self-signed certificate as the fix. Self-signed solves the error but destroys user trust in the mix. Browser will still warn untrusted, certificate authority shown. Self-signed is only acceptable for internal systems alone. Browser shows net error, cert date invalid. First check. Certificate expiry date, issuing CA and chain. Certificate expired, who issues the renewal? The certificate authority that signed the original. Self-signed certificate acceptable for production. No, only for internal, non-public systems. How to check if certificate is revoked in real time. OCSP online certificate status protocol. CRL versus OCSP key difference. CRL is downloaded list. OCSP is real-time query. Intermediate CA, certificate expired. What breaks the entire chain below it all? Entity cert. You check the certificate in the browser, confirm expiry yesterday. You verify the chain root and intermediate both in play. Intermediate certificate also expired, that is the root cause. Both certs need renewal, not just an entity clause. You contact the internal PKI team, raise emergency renewal. Intermediate CA renewed first in an entity pursual. New certificates installed, chain verified in the end. Browser test confirms, padlock restored, trust chain mends. Post-incident, you implement certificate expiry monitoring. Automated alerts 90, 60, 30 days before the warning. Certificate expired, renew from CA, do not replace server. Certificate chain, root to intermediate to an entity, all must be valid. Self-signed, not acceptable for public production system. CRL, certificate revocation list downloaded periodically. OCSP, online certificate status protocol, real-time check, common name mismatch. Cert does not match domain, causes error. Intermediate CA expired, entire chain below it breaks. Install order, intermediate first and an entity certificate chain verification. Test after installation before going live. Browser says untrusted, the padlock is gone. Certificate expired, the chain of trust is broken along. Check the expiry, check the TA, check the chain complete. Self-signed or misissued, that is what you see. CRL says revoked, OCSP confirms in real time. Renew from the CA, install it before the deadline. PKI failure is not a network problem, hear me clear. Certificate expired, diagnosis starts right here. The exam will describe a certificate error and give you 4 fixes. One of them will be replacing the server. One will be creating a self-signed certificate. One will be renewing from the CA. One will be checking the firewall. The answer is always renew from the CA and check the full chain, not just the end certificate. If the intermediate expired, renewing the end cert alone does nothing. Check the chain, install an order.